switch directions in this machine how I see fit. I am allowing myself to say, you know what, last week the premise of the company was on this. This week it's on something entirely different. Take it back to the essence, if you will. Um, I am I stay living like that. I survive like that. I change my diet. I now cook more with a crock pot than I do with anything else today. I started this about 3 weeks ago. Um, Constantly reevaluating myself how I can do things better. I'm glad I'm doing that. You guys will be and are benefiting from that. This company, the League of Dads, the National Fathers League, I am taking it back to that. I have two individuals that uh, gave their $39.99 fee, and because they gave their $39.99 fee, I got to shout those guys out. Lex is from Orange County, New York, so they're about to fill us up in Orange County, New York. Larry is from Augusta, Georgia, which is Richmond County down in Georgia. Richmond County is about to fill us. We're about to get felt down there. Of course, Danny T gave a $25 contribution. In addition to that, he gets a signed autographed copy of my book here. Martin gave a $5 contribution via Cash App. Jerry gave a $10 via PayPal. Steele gave a $15 contribution via PayPal, and I definitely appreciate that. So I got two individuals that joined the fact that we are now coming at the system. We getting back to the meat and potatoes of what I do here. So that's what that is. I appreciate you guys for being here tonight. It's Saturday night. You guys could be anywhere else in the world, but you decide to rock out with me, and I definitely appreciate that. So let me get a sippy sippy. This is water, by the way. I don't drink. We don't do that thing where we try to appear cool. We don't take puffs of smoke and look into the camera while the smoke is pluming. We don't do that over here. You know, real life. Welcome to the show tonight. I am Chris One of the Chris One Radio Group, broadcasting live from League Studios. All right. So I'm minding my business on Instagram, like I always do. And I come across this posting. And the posting says, and I quote, "They are what you pour into them." They become, excuse me, what you pour into them. They become what you pour into them. By posted by that I got it from Dawn LA, and I agree with that so much to the point I decide to bring this premise to you guys here tonight. People, I have my book here, When Dads Cry. In this book, if you open it up, the book dedication reads as such. This book is dedicated to Todd Smith Sr., my dad. Dad, I want to thank you for providing me with your DNA. Dad, I would like to thank you for teaching me that men don't make excuses. Dad, I want to thank you for showing me that being a man at all times is non negotiable. All right. I dedicated that to my dad. Now, if I tell you guys that that's what I put in my book, then that's obviously what's inside of me. All right. So if that's what's inside of me, I got my dad to thank for that because that's what my dad put into me. Let me turn that down so you guys don't hear the echo. And so if that's what my dad put into me, what did your parents put into you? What is your perspective? What is the meat and potatoes to your thought process? I appreciate that. Hunter says, Chris, you keeping us men from going to the club with Shaquita trying to give us. Oh, wow. Time out. Chris, you're keeping us men from going to the club with Shaquita, trying to give her that Section 8 sauce. My man. My man. I appreciate you for being here. Just came in. You like the title. I appreciate that, T90. Um, excuse me. So, so my dad um, poured a lot into me. Because my dad poured a lot into me, and so I am. A lot of you people, when you listen to me, excuse me, a lot of a lot of you people, when you listen to me, my nose was okay all up until now. As soon as I get on here, my nose gets stopped up. You can't be serious. Okay, put some Carmex in. Put some Carmex. This menthol stuff really keeps your nasal open. All right. So my dad programmed me. A lot of you people, when you listen to me, you hear me say a lot of things about how I was a father. You hear me say a lot of things uh, about how I wants no part of dealing with my former daughter. I even say former daughter. I make sure I say these things because if I can reiterate, I have to make sure I say these things because I don't want nobody looking at my live stream after 10 years this year and saying, we still got the power to fuck him over. We still got the power to fuck him over. See, what a lot of people got to understand is life is truly checkers. No, life is chess. Life is truly chess. Everything is a strategic move. If I'm on here and I'm saying my daughter and I miss my daughter and I'm woohooing, guess what? Atia Bradley comes and look at this and be like, yeah, we still got him. Oh, look at him. Oh, look at your dad just crying. Oh, we did him well. Oh, we fucked him good. Oh, yes, we did, mother. Because she's grown now. But when they come and look at me, what they see is me saying, fuck them. Former daughter, I wrote her off because let's be clear about something, and I mean crystal clear. White men do this all the time. You don't do the father wrong in the white community. This is something that black women, they just get in their glory, and it's optional for you for the kids to respect the father. It's optional. It's not like this in no other community. It's only like this in the black community. It's only like this where the black man respecting the father in the black community is optional. The kids are taught how to fuck a dad. That's right. You bend over for your kids in the black community because they want to fuck you. Nah, what my former daughter's granddad taught me doesn't allow that to be possible. Let me say it again. What my former daughter's granddad taught me was that is not possible. All right. I dedicated this book to my father. All right. And I want to thank my dad once again for providing me with your DNA and helping me understand that being a man is non-negotiable. I'm not negotiating that. I don't put myself in a position where I have to. All right. What's going on, Isaac? Isaac said, preach. Oh, I intend on it. People, I'm running 3 computers here tonight. I got Unplugged. I got WNFL, and I also got Facebook on the check-in. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for more than anything. I throw these things up here on a moment's notice, and y'all come popping up. I even got Miss Caribbean here. Miss Caribbean is a damn good cook. Y'all go to her channel, check her out. Miss Caribbean made me some quiche a la guante. Oh, it was very good. She made me some quiche and sent it to me, and boy, she can cook. So I appreciate that, Miss Caribbean food. I'm laughing at something else. Um, so I'm going to talk about some things here tonight. If you guys got a minute, you got a minute? Welcome to WNFL National Fathers League Talk Radio. I appreciate you guys. I really do. We are brought to you by tonight by Jefferson's Cafe, the finest in Southern cuisine. If you ever find yourself in Montclair, New Jersey, or if you ever find yourself in Orange, New Jersey, get on over to Jefferson's Cafe, the finest in Southern cuisine, with 2 locations on Day Street and Orange, New Jersey, and on Mapes Avenue in Montclair, New Jersey. Jefferson's Cafe. Tell them Chris sent you. There was a song made back in 1988. The name of that song, let me get the better angle. How can I make that better? The name of that song, there you go. The name of that song was Self-Destruction. It was made by KRS-One, Stetsasonic, Public Enemy, D-Nice, Miss Melody, host of other people. Self-Destruction. I'm going to jump through the song and I'm going to go to Public Enemy's part. Public Enemy and Flavor Flav said, we must urge to merge to live for the love of our people in hopes that we get along. And then Flav said, yeah, so we did a song. Chuck said, teaching our brothers and sisters who don't know the time. Yeah, so we run. It's dead in our head. It is our job to build and collect ourselves with intellect, to evolve to self-respect, because we got to keep ourselves in check, or else. We have to keep ourselves in check. We have to keep ourselves in check. We have to keep ourselves in check. So what does that mean when we keep ourselves in check? A lot of you fathers, you are under the impression that you can keep your family in check. I'm here to tell you that once that woman goes to the court system, you can't keep your family in check. Your family is now keeping your family in check. When this happens, you start battling a whole bunch of narratives. That chocolate cake doesn't taste like chocolate cake no more when you add a whole bunch of other narratives. You can't put pepper in some chocolate cake. It's going to be chocolate cake by color only. I assure you, when you bite that chocolate cake, your face is going to be like, you're going to get that. You're going to say, whoever made this, there's nothing chocolate about this chocolate cake. No other, nothing on this planet keeps the same title. Nothing on this planet keeps the same title when you add something else to it that's not supposed to be there. If you take a nice car and you add a up engine to it, it's not a running car now. It's not a nice car. It's what we call a POS, a piece of it. I bleeped it. Piece of shit. You cannot add a whole bunch of things to it and think you're going to salvage the original meaning of what it is. You can't do that. You can't. You cannot do that. People, you got child support issues. I don't know if you've seen the show that I did earlier, my earlier show, for $39.99. What we are doing now is we are challenging the courts. We're now challenging child support now on this level of it being constitutional. So all you got to do, you got to hit me up at the League of Dads Universe at gmail.com. And if you do it during business hours, one of my secretaries are going to reach out to you. If you do it afterwards, chances are I'm going to answer to you. So I advise you to check out the show that I did earlier about child support and run through that. You'll understand that more than anything. Okay. All right. So we got 45 more minutes and then it'll be 10 o'clock and I'm heading on over to the gym. That's just what I do. But children are what you pour into them. Children are what you pour into them. So let's talk about that. Let's get hot and heavy on that. I found myself applying the standards of family to my family, but the results wasn't the same. Wow. I found myself applying the same thing, love, caring, protection. Found myself applying it to my family. Something wasn't right. Something wasn't right. Yeah, actually, I do give classes. Email me at the League of Dash Universe at gmail.com because those classes I'm gonna start streaming in December because I actually there's an office building next door and because right now I do youth coaching in the back here, but I'm getting a building next door. The people going to move out of it. Um, wow, December is next month. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. They're moving out in November. This October. They're moving out in November, and they're going to give me already in line to get the spot next door. It's going to be a classroom setting, so I'm going to be streaming a lot of those classes because I'm actually doing. I'm actually teaching how to people. I'm actually going to start teaching how to people. I'm going to start teaching bankruptcy for free. Teaching people how to do bankruptcy for free. A lot of my services that I used to do. Um, I'm moving over to books now. Everything with me is in books. So I'm going to start giving those classes for free. Very well said. T90 said, that's what we need, armed with education. Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm writing books. That's why the book I'm writing, Leases and Liens. So You're Afraid of Marriage, Leases and Liens. Next book, next month, excuse me, the book that I'm releasing, Child Support Don't and Don't Do's. You're absolutely right. We need lessons. All right. So I appreciate that. Thanks a lot, T90. I appreciate that. So, um, I'm applying love like only I know how to do to my family, but the results aren't the same. Something is wrong. Houston, we got ourselves a problem. So, what is a man to do after 11 and a half years of fighting to be a father? Well, let's go to the little Sarah scenario. Little Sarah's on her way to school. A van pulls up and tries to abduct little Sarah. Little Sarah fights off her abductor. Little Sarah is deemed a hero. Little Sarah is on Good Morning America, Good Day New York, The Ellen Show, and she is America's new hero because she fought off her offender. But for some reason, when fathers fight to be fathers, we still get looked at as the villain. You got to forgive me, but I find something very, very wrong with that analogy. For that, you hear me say things like women are dumb. You hear me say things like women are stupid. But I don't say women are dumb and women are stupid and just leave it there. I say women are dumb and women are stupid and give you narratives. If another woman hears me and say, well, I don't like him now because you heard this, I'm only going on the content that women have given me. And that too will only make my point. Once again, let me say it again. Little Sarah is on her way to school. And somebody tries to roll up on little Sarah and tries to abduct her. She kicks him in the balls and get away. She's a hero. Men, we go to court and fight to be fathers. We're not heroes. Something is wrong with that analogy. Out of convenience, stupid is at play here. Every woman that I've tried to date, even my own mama, don't like my organization. When my mom told me this back in May, I have not spoken to my mom since. I realized something in life as a man. Women will converge and women will convene to just say, you know what? We will stick together. Nope, I got a good husband at home, but let me borrow your pain. Oh, okay, since you let me borrow your pain, I am going to hate based on your experiences. Yeah, I got a loving husband at home, but I'm going to hate based on your experiences. I find that to be problematic. Because of that, I upped the ante on my vulgar speech. When my mom told me that, I didn't sink down in a seat like a little boy. When my mom told me that, I said to myself, wow, here it is. I was going to park a bullet in my brain twice. My mom don't care. Here it is that I suffered from depression. My mom does not care. It was, well, I got nieces. Now, when my mom said this to me, I want to be clear. I told my mom, well, Mom, I don't never talk about women of your generation. I talk about it's the women of my. Well, I got nieces and they're not like that. Wow. I said you don't. It ain't about your nieces. You just hate what I say. Well, you can't win with me. This is what my mom told me. Haven't spoke to her since. I'll talk to my mom. The relationship with my mom will commence after she goes to therapy. Until then, not interested. You see how that works? I am not interested in people just saying, you know what? I'm a hate a man. I'm a hate a man. Simply because they're a man. I'm going to let you know you just fucked up. You just fucked up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not taking a back. My banners don't take a back seat for nobody's hurt and pain. I'm in therapy. Take your ass to therapy. If therapy for you is to hate men, and then turn around and start hating the very men that you gave birth to, you got yourself a good old-fashioned Houston. And for those that don't know, you got yourself a problem. Because the worst thing you could do, like I told y'all earlier, the first thing you can do is what I told y'all. Remember I told y'all earlier, once the dog see movement, it's going to lock onto you. The first thing you do when you expose a problem, when you expose something to somebody, oh my, oh my. I got my man Isaac. He's over on he's joining us tonight over on Facebook, and he says, nature versus nature. First law of influence. Either raised by your parents or raised by the environment nowadays. Society is not who you want raising your kids. That's why the whole Joker movie that's what the whole Joker movie was about. Appreciate that. Nature versus nature. Nature versus nature. Either raised by your parents or raised by environment. Nowadays, society is not who you want to raise your kids. That's what the whole Joker movie. Hey, did you see the movie, Isaac? Because I would have never realized. I would have never thought that. I would have never thought that. But I appreciate that. Uh, no, I know nature meaning the world. I said, did you see the Joker movie? Did you actually see the movie? Because that's a good narrative. I would have never thought that. I would have never thought that that's what the movie was about. I would have never guessed that. All right. I got. Hey, listen. I'm not understanding why I only got 8 thumbs up. Y'all know me. I charge $1 to watch my live streams. If you can't give me my damn dollar, you need to hit that button bastard, man. Go ahead and be a button bastard. Hit that thumbs up button. Stop good with me. Watching me over on Facebook, man. Come on, man. Share my video. Come on, man. Stop playing with me. You know you got a homie or somebody that need to hear this. You know somebody, somebody that's sober drunk. Y'all know my terminologies over here is original. It's official like toilet tissue. A lot of individuals are running around here sober drunk. Completely sober, but the actions of a drunk person. Very well said. You mad said Joker is who these hoes wish I was. Very well said. Once again, this is why I say the things that I say. My woman, let me tell you something. I had met this woman. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I had met this woman, and when I met this woman, she was a very beautiful woman. We had met like 2 or 3 years before that, and then we got serious, right? And I told you guys, I told you guys yesterday or today, I can't remember. I do so many shows. Forgive me. I said I base a car by the tires. My car's got Continental tires on them. My my Prius don't have it. I'm driving the Prius tonight. But no, I'm sorry, the Prius got it. The 6 Series don't. All of my cars got Continental tires. I don't think the van got them, but nonetheless. Gosh, where was I? All right, so where was I? I thought, oh, okay, tell y'all a story. So I met this woman and put my car in the shop. She dropped. I took her to work, put my car in the shop, drove her car back. But I was like, I called her up. I said, your car needs some new. You got a bad tire. Blah 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 blah. She was like, okay, over on XY Street, there's a used tire place. Blah 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 blah. I said, girl, you crazy. I'm over here at Walmart. They putting 4 new tires on your car. She was like, for real? Right? Check this out. Then she went to go pick her daughter up. Her daughter instantly looked at the car and said, you got new tires? Yeah, Troy brought them for me. I was a great man. But I tell you guys, the unfortunates of women, they don't love you based on how well you love them. They seem to only love you based on what you let them get away with. I'm not letting a woman get away with having an attitude with me. You're not doing that. If you want to, it's okay. I'm just not letting you do it with me. All right? I need y'all to follow me. We breaks up. We breaks up. The first thing she does, yeah, I'll be watching you. She sends me her daughter sends me things. Yeah, you very hateful. You very hateful. I seen your YouTube channel. First thing, I'm very hateful. When me and this woman was together, that very daughter, I took out and brought $162 worth of stuff on her birthday. put new tires on her mother's car. But as soon as I break up with her, I'm very hateful. The amazing thing is what I'm telling you. The resume in which I've treated people, I have never gotten that nowhere in return. I've treated people great. I was only dating that woman for like 2.5 months. Put tires on her car like 3 weeks after I met her. You would say, man, I wouldn't do no like that. $300 is nothing to me. $300 for some tires, that's nothing to me. I trip over that. That's petty money to me. But obvious, she didn't have it. She didn't have it. That's why she was telling me to go to get a used tire. We don't do used tires. This happened in 2017, by the way. 2017. Yep. And I learned from that situation. Very well said. Hunter X said, black women aren't programmed to have empathy for men. Very well said, brother. My family. I put good in my former daughter. But her mother put in something that was more potent. Her mother said, I'm going to give you control over a parent. You will obey me. But I'm gonna put you in control over a parent, your father. Here are the ingredients that you're gonna. With these ingredients, you should treat your father like this. You put hate into him. You put hate into him. The one thing that I couldn't understand about Atia Bradley is just what exactly these games that you taught your daughter how to play. Do you honestly think they're gonna be limited to just with me? Let me tell y'all what I told my former daughter. I begged and pleaded with my former daughter. I had her. Then we had one more visit after that. Then I never seen her again. But I'm glad that I told her this that I got a chance to tell her this. I told my former daughter, I said, do me a favor. Just lie to me. Please. I said, just lie to me. Because you suck at being a liar. But you think you're good at it. And I said, you think you're good at it because I'm your father, and I'm not pressing on you like life is going to press you. And I said to her, excuse me, I said to her, I said, listen, I know when you lie to me and you go give your mom a report, your mom tells you, good job, I'm proud of you. But I told this 11-and-a-half-year-old, let me tell you something. You suck at being a liar. So please just lie to me. Because what's going to happen is you're going to grow up, think you're so good at being a liar, and you're going to lie to some nigga trying to impress your friends, trying to do as you think you were so successful at with me, and that nigga is going to chop your ass up and put you in a box. When I told her that, I told my mom I said that. My mom said, she said, you said that to her? I said, yeah. My mom said I don't care if she have Alzheimer's, she's never going to forget that. My man Hunter, I appreciate what you're saying. Much respect to you, homie. Hunter said, like our teacher, Mr. Smith said, when I see a black woman in public, I cross the street. Yeah, I don't want to deal with them at all. It's okay. You know, I tell people if I was any other race of man, I would be married. I would. If I was any other race of man, I would be married. These are facts. Um, I am not loved with women of color. I just don't. I'm boring. I don't have what it takes. You know, I just don't. Very successful. Take care of home. Um, I'm gonna. What the heck is that? I'm gonna probably end up with a young girl that's not burnt out, but uh, for some reason, uh, I'm just not worthy of the standards that women of color have. You know, I'm just not. And I tell you guys, um, when you as a man find yourself fighting to be a father, think about that. This is all happens because the unfortunates of what goes into these children. When your child doesn't live with you, your child's mom is dumping some crazy hate into that child. And you come around and you don't know it. How does a man pay $410 a month for private school? I never missed a payment. How does a man pick the child up every day, eliminating after school? I never missed a pickup. How does a man do homework with the child every day? Tutoring is what it's called. How does a man feed a child every day? Atia Bradley used to come and pick the child. I used to drop the child off at 5:30. 5:30 turned into 6:30. 6:30 turned into 8. She was benefiting from this. Everybody was winning. I was with my child, and Atia Bradley was doing overtime. And Atia Bradley, a woman of color, said, "Fuck all that. I don't want him with the child. I want $259 a month in child support." I asked for 10 years now, find me a white woman that did the same thing. To this day, nobody can come up with that. But a lot of men said they was doing for their kid and was taken down for child support. Wasn't doing what I was doing, the depths of it. But that's what it is. It's hate stacked on hate, stacked on hate, stacked on hate. When y'all say, when an individual come over here and say black women are the same way, you see how I handle that. You stupid. Black people are the worst of the worst. And because we are the worst of the worst, there is no way the same situation dealt with in other races is the same. It's just not the same. You go ahead and keep kidding yourself. Since we the same, let me break something down to you. Since we the same. I'm gonna help y'all with y'all narrative of we are all the same. I'm gonna help you with your narrative. My brother was killed by a cop. Let me say that again. My brother was killed by a cop. And I'm gonna tell all of you guys this to help you understand why when cops shoot black people, you don't get a damn thing. Why when cops shoot black people, you wondering why. I'm gonna tell you why. It's a couple of things in play. And I'm gonna tell you something. I do not blame them. I'm not gonna sit here and say that's wrong. I don't blame them. Let me put that out there first for anybody that want to give me some pushback. Because you're not gonna look like a hooligan and then claim that you're a good person. I don't want to hear that. Where we're at today, we are here today because black people fought to get us to where we at. We had to fight to get here. And just like I'm telling you, don't fight to be a father. You shouldn't have to anyway. They shouldn't have to fight, but we're here. So let me continue. So my brother was killed by a cop. When he was killed by a cop, my mom and dad went the same old scenario of, that's my boy, that's my baby. They killed my boy, my mom crying, my dad, that's my son. All those cute little things. And if there's some, I know I had Miss Caribbean Foods here. She's a black woman. If she's still here, you might want to have all your kids come listen. If you, please have your kids listen to this part. They don't have to listen to the rest, but you need to have your kids listen to this. This is a public service announcement for your ass. Let's be clear. So my brother gets killed by a cop. My mom and dad sue. They have a lawsuit in for $2 million. Right? For $2 million. I need some participation from some people tonight. What do you think they settled for? They asked for $2 million. What do you think they settled for? I'm curious. I'm curious. Anybody? What do you think they settled for? Ooh, T90. That's my dude. Wow. I like that. I like that. That's what the hell I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We got two 20,000s. Okay. We got two 20,000s. Ooh, Hunter downgraded his 20,000 to an apology. So let me break it down for all you black folks out there tonight. Appreciate you for being here. WNFL, National Fathers League Talk Radio. I'm Chris One Radio Group. You guys could be anywhere else in the world tonight, but you're rocking out with me instead. The book is available, When Dads Cry. You can simply just send me an email at theleagueofdadsuniverse@gmail.com for your signed autographed copy. Or the link for individuals that are with me on Instagram, Facebook. It's not there. If you came on over to Unplugged, you can find it right under the video. Nonetheless, so my brother was killed by a cop. Appreciate that participation. I got 20,000. The lawsuit was for 2 million. My mom and dad settled for 5,000. His girlfriend was pregnant with his son. He got 100. But the courts didn't feel as though my mom or dad deserved a nickel. The $5,000 was for the tombstone on the grave. The courts didn't feel as though my mom and dad deserved a nickel. Can anybody guess why? Since black and white people are the same. Since black and white people are the same, can anybody guess why my mom and dad settled for $5,000 for the tombstone and the money went to the son that wasn't born? Well, I like what Hunter said. Hunter said nigger lives are cheap. Well, in order for a nigger life to be cheap, I'm going by what you said now. In order for a nigger's life to be cheap, there would have to have been a settlement for pain and suffering. Cheap and they ain't getting shit is not the same. All right, let's be clear. The 5,000 was for the tombstone, for the grave. The 100,000 was for his son. So my mom and dad got nothing. That's a little bit below cheap. So let's be clear. My brother was killed by a cop. My mom and dad got $5,000 for the grave. His son got $100,000. Mom and dad didn't get nothing. You know why? So let me tell you why. My brother was a high school dropout. They had deemed him, they had deemed him, they had deemed him a menace to society more than anything. All right. In addition to that, my mom was on welfare. You cannot have a child and can't afford to raise it and then turn around and say you love it. That's not how it works. My mom and dad found out the hard way. Let me say that again. You cannot have a child, put that child on welfare, and then claim you love it. All these women out here, all these black women claiming I'm a good mother. No, you're not. You're not a good mother. You are delusional. You suck at being a mother. This is why I talk the way I talk. I know stuff from the perspective of life. I take the emotions out of it. But my brother dropped out of high school and my mom and dad was on welfare. This is why when they went to sue and put in for $2 million, they didn't get nothing. They told my mom and dad, the state raised this child, not you. The state bears the burden of the loss, not you. How you like that? My mom told me, take a picture in your army uniform, send it to me. So if anything happened to you, we'll we'll have proof of good life. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no ill will towards this chart of understanding when it comes to life. I don't. T90 said, they said that? Yeah, they said that with the lawsuit. They said that. And my dad said, damn. Let me tell you how life works. Life is not about I am my father's and mother's son, and I that's not what life is about. Life is about you providing for this country. That's what life is about. It's the queen ant and the workers ant. That's what life is about. It's the queen ant and the worker ant. And we are the workers. That's what we are. Hold on a second. And when you're not doing your part, you can't then turn around and say, oh, well, I am. No, you're not. Your resume is speaking for you. These are facts, people. 100% pure grade A facts. Principles over poverty. Very well said. Isaac said principles over poverty. Very well said. You cannot run around here and think that your stupid nigger code grants you some value. That nigger code, keep it over there in the nigger world. Keep it over there in the nigger world. If you think the nigger code is going to get you a bonus in life, it's okay. It's okay. That's the system in which life is judged in every country. Every country. You cannot navigate yourself through life and think that you know, my son's life is special. And let me solidify, let me punch you in the gut by saying this. There's a white kid that went to my high school. He had these 3 fingers missing. They were gone. He only had his thumb and his pinky. You know what happened to his other 3 fingers? When he was a kid, it was severed on an escalator. White kid. He had $5 million waiting for him when he turned 18. He ended up getting $5 million for 3 fingers. He said his family sued for $5 million. When he turned 18, he getting $5 million. How about that? I have a friend of mine that is a corrections officer. He don't carry a gun with him. I said, why you don't carry a gun? Man, I ain't trying to do all that. I said, listen, bruh, there ain't a white boy that you work with that's a correction officer that don't carry a gun. Go get you a gun, bruh. Enjoy the perks of being a good old boy. Excuse that nigga life away from you. Get that nigga crap away from you. Damn that nigga life. Don't embrace that. That's trash. Don't embrace that nigga life. But you got individuals, they're navigating themselves through life, and their whole thing is, yeah, I'm keeping it real. You're keeping real scale, ass trash at best. You're keeping real scale, ass trash at best. Facts. That's what it is. You got a lot of individuals, a lot of mothers out there. They don't understand this analogy. Like I said, oh, I'm a good mother. No, you're not. It's impossible for you to be a good mother. It's impossible. You're not a good mother. According to what scale? The state is raising your kids. You're babysitting. You're babysitting. Let's be clear. You got a lot of women out there babysitting under the context of, I'm a good mother. No, you're not. You're trash. You garbage. That's what it is. I found out through my mother and father's lawsuit. I was in the military when all this happened, by the way. We cannot afford to teach our children to be less than life. We can't. We cannot afford our children to be less than life and think there's some mysterious code of honor in the good life that is going to come and grant us. People, I'm going to end it with this. First, I want to say I appreciate you guys for being here. You guys could be anywhere else in the world. Like I told you guys earlier when I first started, got a couple of individuals I want to thank. Very well said. Uh, Good said, as a 56-year-old man, I can tell you that most young females were too far gone in the mid and late 90s. There's a point of no return. I agree with that 1,000,000%. Um, I didn't envy any man that dealt with women, um, women of kids after 2012. Let me tell you why you are so right with what you're saying. I was talking to a woman the other day. Even my friend is a correction officer. Ironically, the woman is a corrections officer too. She said when they come to the prison, I've tried to talk to them. That ain't the place to talk to them. I said start an organization and help the kids. Once you in jail, I said that's the pinnacle. You're there. You reached you exceeded the threshold of fucking up. You did. All right. People, I don't know if you know, but I told you guys earlier for $39.99, what we are doing, we are challenging child support. It's the $39.99. I hit this damn thing here. Sorry about that. Um, I got the cord running up under there. I got to fix that. Sorry about that. The $39.99 child support challenge. Um, um, I'm constantly looking at laws as they're changing, and child support. Believe it's unconstitutional. $39.99. We're going to challenge your jurisdiction. I just did the advertisement this morning. Lex is in Orange County, New York. So we'll be coming to Orange County. Larry, uh, I think that's Luray. Luray is in Richmond, is in Augusta, Georgia. That is Richmond County. We're going to be coming in. Gang T, pay for a copy of the book When Dads Cry. I'm going to send him an autographed copy. Martin, appreciate the $5 contribution via my Cash App. Jerry gave $10 via PayPal. Shield, Sheel. I was pronouncing that wrong earlier. Sorry about that. Shield gave a $15 contribution via my PayPal. And of course, Cameron, I'm gonna send you a copy of the. I'm gonna send you a free League of Dads T-shirt, a free League tee. I definitely appreciate that. I am, in addition to getting the building next door, I'm also purchasing a credit repair business. So I'm purchasing a business. And when I purchase the business, I want to move it next door. I want to keep my companies side by side. So that's why in December I'll have the office in the building next door. So I'm growing. I'm old. I'm 50. I'm growing. Very well said. X-Men said, logic is a woman's kryptonite. God dang. You guys are harsh, man. You guys are so mean. But listen, I definitely appreciate you guys for being here. I'm a boogie on. I'm going to take my